Alright, y'all. Welcome back. I told y'all we was coming back for round two. Listen, y'all. Listen. Shout out to everybody on today's episode of Man Talk. We gonna dive into this, y'all. Mia Long says she dated a 30-year-old while in high school. Alright, y'all, we're gonna have to dive into this. Now, y'all already know, if y'all new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe button, turn notifications. As I let y'all guys roll in, I'm gonna start diving into this, right? Fellas, I wanna say something, right? Fellas, a lot of things that you guys see people, not just men, even though men are still gonna be the biggest problem with women, but things that women used to do back in the day and men used to do back in the day, today is considered egregious. And there's reasons why. And we're going to dive into that on this video. First of all, I want to say shout out to Ringo TV. He is the GOAT. He is one of the top dudes in this atmosphere. He's been on his game for a long time. I've reviewed many of his videos, but I want to dive right into this, y'all, because I don't want to hold y'all too long. I really want you guys to grasp this, though. Please pay attention. Shout out to Ringo TV, man.
Go TV reactions. Back at you again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. What I want to talk about is the situation with Nia Long. Nia Long have a video that pretty much resurfaced where she talked about how she dated a 30-year-old while in high school with her mother's consent. And you know, we got to talk about it because in the time that we live in now, if you're a man, you're called a pedophile, you're called all of these different names. Everybody want to shame you and throw you under the bus and drag you.
Yep.
And on this particular interview, she was featured on some sort of interview, and she so candidly explained this. And it's interesting to me how everybody was just kind of laughing and giggling, and everything was cool. And what I noticed is that when women talk about these things publicly, nobody really have anything to say about it in terms of like a negative way.
Yep.
Nobody really have anything negative to say. It's like it's okay, you know. But if a grown man in today's day pull up and he talks about this publicly and say, yeah, you know, as a grown man, yeah, I used to date 15-year-olds, yeah, when I was 42. And you don't see that in the public. You don't see men doing that because they'll be dragged. But what I'm trying to show you is that back in the day, all of these women were dating guys that were older. This is why I laugh when I see women in today's day that are in their 40s and 50s, you know, like in their late 40s, mid 50s, and they talking, trying to be ultra righteous and acting like they got all these morals and values. A lot of these women were getting smashed and dashed, you know, at the ages of 13, 14, 15, 16. We're talking about young teenage girls, young women that were dating men in their 30s and 40s. This was common practice back in the day. And they don't want to admit it in 2025. They want to act like, well, you know, nah, that's not right. And you should see them on social media. So I want you to take a look at this tape, and I want you to tell me, what do you think about this situation?
I wasn't the girl that ever went to prom. Like, my boyfriend was 30 when I was in high school. I know my mother was crazy, but you know what? He was... I would never ever let I mean that in a good way. Like, she was an artist. She was like, well, if that's who you love, baby. And he was so good to me and kind and like... You're right? And he did it the right way.
I'm trying to figure out exactly how he did it the right way when Nia Long is not married today. She's been through a plethora of men, had kids out of wedlock. She's literally in her 50s, and...
Did you hear what she just said, y'all? She said, I wasn't the girl that went to the prom. Like, I was dating a 30-year-old while she was 15, and her mom consented. People, this is about to get real hairy really fast. But like Ringo said, the crazy part about it is this: we allow women to say these stories, like how even Cardi B, how she came out publicly and she was like, she used to drug dudes and rob them. Why isn't she in jail? Why hasn't she gone to jail? But Rick Ross can make a song and say, I used to put Molly in her drink and she don't even know it. And Rick Ross loses all his sponsors? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
She's alone. And this is because of her decisions of what she did back in the day when she was a teenager dating these particular men.
Now, Ringo is correct. I'm gonna let him go into it, but Ringo is correct. This is a big reason why, fellas, a lot of older women have a tough time in relationships today. Like, a woman who's 35 and up, I promise you, she dated an older man at some point in time in her life, especially when she was young. But now that she's older, she's acting like it's a problem. But it's a problem because it messed her up. But let's keep going.
And this is the problem in today's day. When you try to address these issues and you try to talk to women about these problems, they never take accountability for this, guys.
Yep.
They never do. They'll just label you a woman basher, you're misogynistic.
Yep.
They'll label you all of these things. But if we were to take a trip down memory lane, the majority of women that are in their late 40s, mid 50s, all were dating older men back in the day.
And I gotta say it. This is why he said late 40s. I'm like, no. I'm gonna say women of the age of 35 and up, while they were young, they've all experimented with a much older man. And y'all may not want to hear it, but this is the truth. But let's keep going.
They got impregnated by older men. They had their cherry popped by an older man. They weren't dating young boys their age. Because once they got piped down by an older brother, they got used to the pipe of an older man. They did not want to deal with no young teenage guy their age.
Yep.
And these are facts that none of these ladies could deny. And that's why when you look at them today, their lives is screwed up. You're trying to...
This is true. And mind you, this is what y'all always hear me say to these young fellas. Y'all always hear me tell the young guys, I'm like, fellas, when you're young, just focus on getting your life right. Because as you're going to get older, you're going to have access to both older women and younger women. Let's keep going.
Figure out like why they all single, why they got these kids out of wedlock, why there's all this baby daddy drama. It's because they were getting ran through when they were in their teenage years by older men that were breaking them in, and their mama approved of everything because the mama did the same thing when she was younger. What I'm telling you is in 2025, a lot of times when we hear these kind of stories, everybody want to act like they got morals and values, acting as if though they done everything right. I'm telling you facts. Back in the day, 99% of all women were dating older men. And y'all can lie, y'all can act like it wasn't you. You are a liar.
Fellas, why do you think you always hear me say certain things? I always say, I am never, ever gonna let a woman over the age of 30 ever play coochie games with me. And especially if I know she's 35 and up, you have zero chance of playing those games. Because I know where you came from. Oh, not me, I was innocent. Nope, you too. You too.
We all saw you get out of the car. We all saw you get picked up at high school, junior high school.
Yep.
You understand? We seen you. Know what I mean? Let's look at some receipts. This is something from the Post.
Now, fellas, I already told y'all many stories. You know how many girls, when I used to go to high school, and my high school was in the city, you know how many chicks used to get picked up by dudes in Beamers and in trucks? And I'm sitting here like, you're not telling me that this is a high school dude picking you up. You're not. Women have always dealt with older men. Tay said, I feel the lack of dads in the home played into it. And you see, the only reason why I can't say that is because depending on the situation, especially if the daughter was gonna be better off for it, I'm not saying a 15-year-old, but I'm saying a 17, an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, there are some fathers, if it meant a better life for their daughter, yeah. You think not? You think? You think, hold up. You think not? Hold on. You think not? Hold on. So you really want to hang on that high horse? Hold on. Yo, Tay, hold on. Pay attention. Y'all really want to hang on that high horse? Beyonce was 18 when she first met Jay-Z. Jay-Z started dating her at the age of 19. 19. For you guys who want to be on your high horse, I want to say this again. I'm gonna say this again. He goes, "You serious? Are you serious? Let me get this coward out of here." Nigga, I'm walking around with 21 on my neck. I'm walking on my neck over 1,100 grams. Nigga, you a hater, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. These little bum ass niggas in my comment section. I ain't got time for these little weirdo niggas. Nigga, see, people, I love haters. The reason why I'm not entertaining these niggas anymore, cause y'all know I already got videos on my page showing you guys the process of my chain getting built and everything. You know what it is? Niggas can't afford it. That's what it is. People are broke, bro. People are absolutely broke. And they wanna project them being homeless and broke on me. You're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna, I ain't got time for them niggas. He said, subscribe for a week. Crazy. Hold up. Jay-Z was 30. He was 30. And guess what? It doesn't even matter. Jay-Z was older than her. So he was 11 years. He was 30 years old when he started dating his 19 years old. Why nobody saying anything? You see, because what it is y'all have selective outrage. Y'all guys may not really know it, but you have selective outrage. That's the problem. You guys pick and choose when you want to be okay with something and when you don't want to. Jay-Z was 30 when Beyonce, that means Beyonce's parents okayed it. I'm going to say this again. If I knew it meant a better life, if I had a 19-year-old daughter and he goes, that ain't right. How? All right, see? Now, Tay, here's where I'm going to need you to grow up. Here's what I'm going to need you to grow up. Has Jay-Z not given Beyonce a better life? Are they still together today? Nobody talk. I'm asking Tay. Is Jay-Z still with Beyonce till this day? Does she not have a better life for it? Please answer the question. Okay, so how the hell is it not right if that decision turned out to be the best decision for their daughter? You see, that's because you're being emotional. You're thinking with your emotions. You're not thinking with, I'm sorry. You're the kind of person, Tay, I would never want you to have a daughter. Because what's going to happen is this. You would suppress your daughter. You would suppress your daughter from having a better life because your fucking feelings. And she'll end up being a fucking hoe in the street, getting ran through by all the dirty dick niggas in the projects because of you. It'll be because of you. Because of you. See, it's dudes, it's men and women. I don't want some of y'all to have. No, yeah, of course it's clear you still young. I would never want y'all to have daughters because it's dudes like y'all. Hold up, let's do it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Cause y'all niggas think it was taboo. Here we go. We got another one. Celine Dion was 26 years old and her husband was 52. How did it work out for Celine Dion? You see, this is why I do man talk. Cause you niggas gotta stop being emotional. Y'all niggas is emotional tampons. Stop being emotional. He said, who the fuck is her husband? You see? Cause all you know is Jay-Z. That's it. So Tay, listen, for the rest of this live stream, I don't want you to comment in the comment section because clearly this conversation is above you. So I want you just to sit back and listen. I want you to sit back and just listen because I'm not here to teach you who her husband was. If you don't know how powerful her husband was, then you're in the wrong place. You got to go do your homework. So for the rest of this conversation, I want you just okay. Clearly, you know who she is because of her husband. Her husband was a super powerful executive, but I want you to sit back and I want you just to take in the information because clearly you don't understand. Like I said, me being a father with children, if my daughter was 19, 20 years old and somebody came 35, 30, 32 and they was established and they had power and then they were going to give my daughter a better life and I knew how they were raised and I knew, you don't think that I'm going to let my daughter go have a better life? You think, hold on, so you think I'd rather my daughter get with somebody who she's gonna struggle with for the rest of her life versus somebody who can change her life? Amen, dogs. Like, people, this is weird. See, and here's the problem. Y'all guys are so lost. You are so lost. Why? Because I keep telling you guys, men are the ones who give the value to the women. So if you don't think for a second that Jay-Z meeting Beyonce at 18 and starting to date her at 19, that wasn't a good move for her and her look where she's at. Married, kids, way more successful because she's with Jay-Z. That's, like I said, y'all gotta learn. He goes, that's understandable. I was just thinking of the age gap. The age gap doesn't mean nothing. See, I'm gonna say this again. This is the problem. Age gap dating has been around for hundreds of thousands and centuries. So for you to say it's the age gap, you know what it is? Hear me out. And I gotta say this, Tay. I gotta say this because you're young and I used to be young. So ready? I used to get mad when the older guys used to date the younger women because the younger women that were hot, that were my age, I couldn't get them because the older guys got them. So I used to be mad at the older guys until I got older and I realized what the fuck happened. When you're young, you are at the ain't shit stage of your life where the young girls, they like the older guys. They want the guys with the cars and the yachts and the boats. And you can't afford that. But when you turn 35, 40 and you start seeing it happen to you, you're going to be like, oh, yo, I remember this is crazy. True said this to me. Ready? Now let me help you guys understand something. He said, age plays a big part on maturity. Let me tell you something. An older man with a younger woman, that man is gonna raise that woman up to be successful. The difference is this: when you flip it, when it's an older woman with the younger man, women don't want to give nothing. Ready? Y'all do know Madonna's 60 something years old, right? Her boyfriend just celebrated his 26th birthday. Why you never heard of it? Because he doesn't get no value from her. He doesn't get no value from her. No one even knows who this guy is. No one even knows who this. But now you have an older man. He can increase a young woman's life. And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys something. Because this is going to be the moral of this entire thing. I keep telling you guys. Fellas, if you don't think that women are jealous of us, you're sadly mistaken. Why? Because women get their gift early in life. And what Mother Nature gives them, Father Time takes back really fast. But that's why I tell you guys, when you're young, if you focus on yourself, cool, every now and again you go hang out with a chick. But if you focus on getting your bread, get your mind right, get your body right, get your leadership skills, get your understanding skills, learn how to see things from a bigger scope. What tends to happen is this. Now by the time you hit 30, it's called rolling. You're going to start rolling. 35 is going to come. You're going to start rolling even faster. You're going to start seeing momentum in your life. I need you to understand something. The fact that women know, ready, listen, women can't date down. Rob said this, what ain't it? What ain't it? What ain't it? I'm bringing nothing but facts. If you don't like the facts, you know you could you could leave the stream. Look, somebody said facts. You got to put in that in. See, people can't say I'm speaking facts and then somebody says it ain't it. Nah, you can't get mad because what? Are you not living up to it, Rob? Are you not Robo? Are you Rob Bob? Whatever. Are you not living up to it? Is that what it is? That maybe you don't want to become that person? I don't know. Listen, the faster you become that person, you're gonna understand that everything I'm saying is about to be fact. But you ready? A man, I could date a supermodel, and I could date a chicken Hooters, and I could date a chicken Hooters. I could date a chicken Hooters. Because I see what you're saying, but the problem, these women are being sold to these. I'm going to say this again. Rob must be new here, y'all. Rob must be new here. What do you think a marriage is, Rob? Rob, I always tell men, the problem with this is men fall in love. Men are in love, women are in business. Marriage is a business. So you saying Beyonce dating Jay-Z is a business decision. It's a business. It's a wow. Yeah, you got a lot to learn, dogs. All right, I'm gonna say this again. Marriage is a business. If you guys don't understand that, there's a reason why people suffer and others don't. There's a reason for it. There's an absolute reason for it. It's not my fault. I can't help you understand that, but you will. I can't help you understand that though. If you don't understand that, that's not my problem. He goes, I take my definition of marriage from the Bible. Hold on. Speaking of a man, you're talking to a man of Yah, a man of the Most High. So let's talk. So you think that all marriages in the Bible were built off of love? They were love? It was love and emotion and compassion and burning desire. So all relationships in the Bible were love? That's the only reason? So you mean to tell me that powerful families didn't marry off in the Bible to keep the power? You see, y'all, this is how I love these fake Bible niggas. You mean to tell me that everything in the Bible? Nah, I don't gotta hear. Answer the question. I don't gotta hear you out. I'm on a live stream. You mean to tell me that everything is about love? Love. All right, this is what I'm gonna do today, because you're not gonna distract me with your moronic fairy tale. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna time you out. We're gonna time you out for 24 hours. You can talk again tomorrow, because you sound dumb as hell. You sound stupid as hell. You sound dumb. And you're going to hear Ringo say the same thing that I just said. You think people in the Bible all marry because of love? Because I love her. Because I love her. You, man, you silly. Man, this is the problem, y'all. Y'all dudes are delusional. Ready? Hear me. This is why we tell you guys. You guys are in love. Women are in business.
As you can see, somebody at the top.
Yes, it's a duty. Marriage is about duty and responsibility. It isn't about fucking love. Love. In the Bible specifically says marriage is about duty. What is duty? See, cause niggas don't, you know what it is? People don't read. Definition of duty. Ready? A moral or legal obligation, a responsibility. Ready? A task or action that someone is required to can you read the word? Perform. Let me read it again. A moral or legal People, this is the problem. People don't, it sounds like a business to me. People, this is why I tell you I'm undefeated. Because the Bible said, you're talking to somebody who read the book at least 4 times, and I've had other people, I've read different Bibles. I've read Bibles that aren't even in the English language. One was actually in the Hebrew. The person had to, with white gloves, had to turn the page. I couldn't even touch the book. The big ass book, this big. It was Stop. Rob, you are over your head, boy. You are over your head, my boy. I promise you that. It's moral and legal obligation. Perform. It sounds like a business to me. It sounds like a business to me. Like, it's the same thing when I hear women say, I'm not happy anymore in a marriage. Who the fuck cares? Marriage is not about your happiness. There's nowhere in the Bible where it says happiness is the goal of marriage. Y'all niggas better grow some balls, man. Y'all gotta grow some balls for real, man. And somebody who's a man of God, a man of y'all, who I practice, I know what the Bible says. These dudes is weird, bruh. This is Wheeler says, sounds like a business to me.
Dominique says, sadly, this was a fad in the 90s. We all knew teens that dated grown men.
Now, Ringo is responding to comments in the comment section under the Nia Long video. Sadly, this was a fad in the 90s. We all knew teens that dated grown men. 592 likes. See, y'all guys want to be in denial. Y'all want to be in denial. But the proof, there's too much proof. There's just too much proof for you to fight. You can't fight me on this. You absolutely cannot fight me on this. It's impossible. How are you going to fight me on something that's absolutely smack in front of your face? Makes no damn sense. But let's keep going.
You see that? And her comment got 592 likes. I'm not making this up. This is a fact. You understand? The other person who comment, Eagle, they don't know nothing. They're, They're not with the times. I'm not even gonna waste my time reading their comments. Earl says, y'all really have no idea what the world was like before social media, the Wild West.
Yep.
Do you see what I'm saying? These are facts that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Somebody else came in and says, the open secret in a lot of black and brown communities. Everyone remember the super fine girls in both middle school and high school being driven off by some dude that they were clearly too old to be with. This was common practice back in the days, guys.
Why y'all fighting me? Older men with younger women has always been a thing, and parents knew because it benefited the family. In today's day, they want to shame you, but we're gonna get to why they want to shame you. We're gonna get to that.
And as you can see by some of those comments, it's very apparent that those folks are within the age group of the people that lived in that time to know the facts. And this is why Nia Long is not married. This is why she having relationship issues.
Yep.
This is why. See, a lot of you brothers will look at this woman and be like, man, she's fine. She always been beautiful. No, she was destroyed from way back in the day. And this is typical of what happened to a lot of women, guys. This is why she rejects marriage. Because
And if you guys notice, pay attention. When a woman starts from young being promiscuous, if you look at a woman's dating history, her history is crazy. Look at Jennifer Lopez, her history is crazy. Look at Kim Kardashian, crazy. Amber Rose, crazy. Because they don't understand. If you were gonna be a young woman, with an older man, they knew it was a duty for the man to take care of that woman. This is the problem. The problem is this. I'm sorry, a lot of y'all older dudes, y'all want to fuck on a lot of these young girls, but you don't want to take care of none of them. And that's where I think that you a piece of shit. Like, ready? At least Leonardo DiCaprio, after, you know, he don't date no chick over the age of 25. Once she's 20, on her 25th birthday, he sends her off. On her 25th birthday, he gives her a severance package. He gives her some money and says, listen, go enjoy the rest of your life, man. At least he's setting her up. At least he's sending her on her way with a severance package. A lot of you dudes is just, I don't get it. Like I said, Beyonce, like let's be clear. Was Beyonce catching fire when she was younger in Destiny's Child? Yeah. Would she have been the B, Mrs. the B, without Jay-Z? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. %100%. All it is older women trying to fight back. Why? Fellas, I keep telling y'all, if you're in your 35, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you making money, these older women feel entitled to you. But when they were young, they were fucking all the street niggas. They were fucking on all the hood booger niggas. They were out there with all the niggas in the cars and all that. But now that they older and they invisible to men, now they're like, why? An older man should want to be with me. No. What's my thoughts on Anthony Edwards? I 100% agree with him. I 100% agree. And I'm happy that the judge made the judgment call that she did, because the judge was a woman. I 100% agree. Anthony Edwards explained to her, you know what this is. We just doing our thing. We enjoying ourselves. Cool. She was supposed to be taking the plan B, whatever. Anthony was able to show it. Anthony was able to prove it. And then at some point she said she got on birth control. Anthony was able to show it. Anthony was able to prove it. Now, hold on. So the same way I feel, listen, I don't care. For those who see my timeline on my Instagram yesterday, hold up. I'll play it for you right now. He said, fact, I loved it. Watch this. Listen. Listen.
There's so much talk about a woman's body, her choice, and that. My question is, if we give a woman the right to opt out of motherhood, should we also give a man the right to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support?
I agree.
See?
You don't agree?
No, I don't know.
But if a mom walks into an abortion clinic and says, you know what, I'm not feeling this, and gets an abortion, the dad has no say, how come this mom can't, let's just say it's a one-night stand, just hypothetical.
One-night stand.
And the mom comes back to the dad and is like, hey, I'm pregnant. Why can't he opt out if she was able to say, hey, I don't want this baby? It's a double standard.
Well, he could obviously sign his rights away, but he cannot physically make
He can't sign his rights away because he has to pay child support.
Yep.
I mean,
He is legally bound by child
to be
support.
honest, that's just the way it is.
I know, but do you think it's right?
You can't tell
That's
a woman
just
to
the
have
way
an
it
abortion.
is.
Like, that's it.
I know, but do you think it's right that a mom can say, I don't want this baby, but a dad never can?
I mean, I just think that's just the way it is.
But do you? Right.
That's the way it
yes
is.
or no? I don't think it's right. I think the whole system's
We
wrong about
spend
that.
so much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't
But
have one.
my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
That was a gangster chick. That was a gangster. So I like. Yup, the lady she was talking to was fighting pure logic. If a woman can make that decision, why can't the man? So what I like is, that's why I like what the judge did. So some of you guys who don't understand what happened with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards was dealing with some chick. She had a little fling. She got pregnant. Anthony said, I don't want the child, because Anthony already has a lady. Cool. They have kids. He doesn't want to be with her. And clearly Anthony Edwards' lady understands that Anthony's Anthony Edwards. You can't, what are you going to do? Anyway, so what the chick did was she chose to go through with the pregnancy, and she moved to California. Why did she move to California to give birth? Because in California, there's no limit to child support. There isn't a 9%, 12%. There isn't a percentage. It's unlimited in California. So she thought she was going to be slick and move to California, have the baby, and then try to have the court seatings preside over there. But the judge was like, no, thank you. We're going to send this back to where you came. And if I ain't mistaken, I believe she was in Atlanta. So then she had to go back to Atlanta. And then when she went back to Atlanta, I'm so grateful. He said, chicks who already know been pregnant multiple times, famous men. Right. What I love, though, is the judge. Anthony came and said, Your Honor, let me just pay my child support in one big check. Why? People, she was dealing with Anthony for the longest time as a side chick. Do you guys know why she wanted to rush to get pregnant by Anthony Edwards? Anthony Edwards NBA contract. Yup. He signed a new contract for $244.6 million contract. In what year? 2003. That's why She thought she was gonna run to get pregnant, leave to LA, try to get all this money to try to live off. And the judge was like, well, you are the father. We're not gonna just let her go nothing. So we're gonna give you 1.2 million. 1.2 million in an 18-year span. For that, she go to work. For that, she go to work. Bro, listen to me. 1.2 million. Now that is what I call a fuck you. That is what more judges need to do. That judge had a son. Yeah, you could tell that the judge was not having it. Like, nope, but you know what? 1.2 should be good. So 1.2. Anthony Edwards Adidas contract. Anthony Edwards has a multi-year contract. He has an annual 10 million per year, no matter what. So hold on. So you mean to tell me as long as this nigga is playing on a court, he gets 10 million automatically? That has nothing to do with his sales or revenues or nothing. So she lost out, you could say, roughly on over 300 million. He gave her $1. He said, yo, here, take this little $100. Here, there you go, take that. Bye, Felicia. So now, not only is she stuck with a child, now she gets only 1.2. The previous baby dad didn't have to do that. Like, come on, man. Come on now. This is crazy. Let's keep going.
In this particular post here, Nia Long states that marriage is not her priority. I have never seen a marriage work. Why? Because her mama failed, her grandma failed, and she failed. And being that she's in her 50s, why would she have marriage as a priority? It is never gonna happen.
Right.
Because she destroyed her life when she was younger, which is something a lot of young ladies have done.
Hit the like button, y'all.
They never settled down with Mr. Right. They settled down for Mr. Wrong. And Mr. Wrong normally ran through her, got her pregnant, caused the drama, destroyed her life. And now she's mad at the world because she made all the wrong mistakes. And
fellas, who remembers Nia Long when she was young? Remember the girl in Friday? Hi guys. They were like, hey. Remember you seen how bad she looked in Friday? Fellas, y'all seen how good she looked in Soul Food? Fellas, you mean to tell me that nobody could have loved on her the right way? Ready? Back to Rob's point. Rob, you mean to tell me nobody could have loved on her when she was young, beautiful, and wholesome? See, now, let me give Rob a lesson real fast. See, because what Rob doesn't seem to understand is this. Most women like to wait till they're aged out. Most women like to get ran through by all the hood boogers, and then they like to wait until right at the end, and then they want to force a coward to sit here and say, I'm not having no intercourse before marriage because I'm with God now and I'm sacred and I'm holier than thou. This is the problem. You guys let older women play coochie games like if they were in their 20s. And this is the real reason why older women like to shame men. Fellas, I keep telling you, the first 30 years of your life, forget about it. Forget, fellas, from birth to 30, forget about it. grind, get your fitness right, work 2 jobs, be on your, learn, become a leader, learn how to talk, learn how to be around other men, converse, build your network. Because when you turn 35, 40, ready? Now, some of you guys have hit the genetic lottery. Some of you niggas been walking around here looking handsome your whole life. That should just further help you, but it doesn't keep you in the game. But what I will say to you is this: if you pay attention, now if you hit the lottery and now you decide to get fit, now you focusing on work, you grinding, you keep your head down. You want to know who's the perfect example of this, y'all? Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is the perfect example for me to give any of you guys. Derek Jeter is the perfect example of how a man should do it. Ready? While he was on his career, he didn't settle down. He didn't get married to nobody. He waited for the end of his career. Smart man. Why? Because now no woman can say, I was here with him while he was coming up. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Now, y'all guys know I sang for Derek Jeter for his Turn 2 Foundation for quite some time. Derek Jeter was tall, green eyes. Women used to love it. Oh my God, Jeter's so dreamy. He's so or whatever. So, but you ready? He dated Mariah Carey. I think it was Mariah Carey. If I am mistaken, he dated several different beautiful women. That's how you do it. You want to know why? Because once you get up in age, so he spent his whole career focusing on himself. Now that he's older, the world is his. Then he settled down. Then he chose to have children. He did it the right way. The problem is, like we always say, a lot of you guys are dating where you're at. Damn, I'm broke right now. I'm broke right now. I'm down. I want to have a chick. And I want to... So you're dating where you're at. You're not dating for where you're going. This is why you lose. But I always told you guys, and I've showed you video and video proof of this, there are women who are saying it all over the whole world. This is a fact, fellas. A promiscuous woman, her last stop is church. Now she becomes a woman of God, and now she's 35, 40, and she's like, God, send me a man. And then, fellas, listen to me. Then you would hear things like this. Fellas, this is how you know when a woman is not really a woman of God. Rob, I know you're watching. Keep watching. They'll say things like, I know God is preparing the man for me. No, the fuck he's not. Last time the book said, he's preparing you for the man. Because you don't read. Because you don't read. Because you don't read. You go to church and your pastor tells you, God is gonna send you a man, and he's preparing a man for you. Whenever you hear any pastor say that in the church, God is preparing a man for you, ladies, right there, leave the church immediately. God did not despise sinners. Stop listening to the lies. God dwelled with the sinners. He hated these false prophets, these fake teachers who are keeping you from the word. We're not here for the word, though. We're not here for that, because if I go down that road right now, I promise you I'm going to hurt everybody's feelings in here. I'm going to hurt everybody's feelings in here. He goes, nah, she about to have two OnlyFans, one marriage, and now one app. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, true. Is that like a weapon for women in the courtroom? I was there for him when he had nothing. Of course it's a weapon. Ready? Shout out to who's the quarterback, y'all? Who's the quarterback from the Washington Redskins? Now I keep calling them the Redskins because in case you guys didn't know, the sensitive movement, they wanted to change the Redskins. That's why it became the Washington whatever it was. Now they're fighting to put it back to the Redskins because the Redskins held tradition. And that's what the Washington Redskins stood for. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, Jay Daniels. Do y'all see the videos of his mom? His mom ain't taking none of these birds. She be like, hello, hi, you are? Yeah, my son is busy. Excuse me. Straight. She be like, little nigga, focus. Look in front. Look ahead of you. Look what you got going on. Focus over here. Can't get mad. You cannot get mad. Ready? Y'all heard of all the athletes putting all of their wealth in their mom's name? Why? Because they knew if something were to happen in these relationships, the women couldn't come for them because these men, they didn't own anything. They didn't own anything. It's crazy. It's crazy. But because you guys don't make yourself aware of this, you wouldn't know.
And this is the case with Nia Long. That's why she made this post talking about marriage is not her priority. You know what I mean? She's not focused on marriage. She said, I'd never seen a marriage work. Well, why? Because she's out of touch with reality. Because she have nothing but family members that had nothing but failure. She never seen success. She never seen a successful marriage. I mean, her own mama approved of her dating a 30-year-old when she was 15, which mean at the age of 15, some guy in his 30s was most likely laying pipe on her at 15. And her mama had no problem because for all you know,
shout out to Ringo, fair use.
That's how they were keeping the lights on. She probably let this dude get in with her daughter because that was how they were able to eat. This was common practice back in the days, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let none of these ladies fool you. Don't let none of these ladies act as if though they don't know what's going on. Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of us brothers that was coming up in that time, it was very difficult for us to date the sisters back then because all the sisters was getting piped down by dudes in their 30s and 40s. This is a fact. You try to talk to a sister your age, bro, she was already getting piped down. She was getting piped down by grown men, fam. This is a fact. No cap. All the brothers know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It was just a few sisters you might be able to holler at. But the majority of them, fam, they were getting ran through, bro. They were getting ran through like never before, fam. You would look at these sisters, they be your age, but you would look at them and be like, damn, she look like she done had a train on her, bro. Like, what the hell happened to her? She used to be this nice young girl in junior high school, and you looking at her and you seeing her jumping all these fancy cars, and you know what I mean? I used to see all the sisters jump into the big body Lexus and the Cressida and the Maxima and everything, and I used to be like, damn, all these other brothers, they able to bag all these shorties, and when we really thought about it, all of these guys was in their 30s and 40s. You know what I mean? That's who the sisters was going after. Don't let none of them fool you. When you see these women on...
This is why even the other day, I told y'all, watch my numbers start going up crazy on my previous live streams. Watch a lot of people start going back watching my older live streams. I told you this. Studies show right now in 2025, it's not the men going after the younger women. It's the younger women going after the men. Now I'll say it again. Now look what Wheeler just said. He said that's wow. He said how the woman supposed to evolve when they're being sabotaged by the older ones. See, now this is what Rob should have said. This is what Rob should have said. Why aren't the older women, the Bible speaks of it, Rob, why aren't the older women teaching the younger women? I'm going to say this again. I keep telling y'all. True, why don't older women teach? I'm going to say this again. When men see themselves in younger men. Women see themselves as younger women. I'm going to say this again. If I look at a young man, he getting into gang activity, he robbing and stealing, I'm going to say, yo, my boy, don't do that. I've been down that road. I want better for you. Don't go that way. When older women look at younger women, they don't see themselves in younger women. They see themselves as younger women. What she got that I ain't got? Like she ain't got nothing on me. Like, that's why the competition will always be there. Older women don't know how to gracefully bow out. They don't know how to gracefully go into their golden years, their graceful years. They don't know how to go out slowly. But what it is they feel like they're in competition. Fellas, I want you to understand something. This is why I tell you, there is no woman over the age of 35 that today I will ever let her say, oh, I'm waiting because Steve Harvey said 90 days. And if you think I'm gonna let an older woman play coochie games with me, you sadly mistaken. But you see, if the older women had the game, see, and here's the thing, because the older women weren't smart enough to capitalize. Fellas, hear me. Now, I can't say where it's at. I cannot say where it's at, because then y'all niggas, I know you internet warriors, you start Googling shit. So one of the biggest trucking companies here in the South, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not saying where. One of the biggest trucking companies I used to do armed guard for, right? I walk around, make sure everything is good. Rest of my officers, they were strapped. We good bread, right? Hear me. Listen to what I'm gonna say, y'all. Listen to me. The CEOs, the CEO, the CFO, and the COO all had a whole floor in a building that we were patrolling. And whenever I would go on the floor, hear me. Whenever the wives would come to the building, all of those guys had secretaries. All of them were super bad women. I'm talking about these chicks were fine, young, fine women. And the wives knew who they were. Pay attention. The wives knew this was his girlfriend. But that, see, hear me. See, y'all guys don't understand. See, because if we're going to talk about the God dynamic, which we're not, see, but somebody like Nia Long, if she was smart, she's been around a lot of powerful men. Why didn't she grab one of them, stick, and then bring somebody up? Fellas, you guys don't understand. Powerful men move in different ways. Now, I'm not saying that they moving in a godly way, because even me as a man of God, y'all know I practice polygyny. I believe in a man having more than one wife. It is of God. Y'all don't argue with me with that. I will say this to you guys, but even me, there's morals, there's principle, and one of the principles is honesty. That's why I said Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z was 30 years old when Beyonce was 19 when they first started dating. They met when she was 18, started dating when she was 19. And look at her life now. Kids, powerful, wealthy, the family is... Because if it's done in the right way, it's fine. The problem is, a lot of these chicks do it in the wrong way. And a lot of you guys too, I'm not only blaming the women, a lot of you guys ain't shit neither. You guys want to fuck on these young girls, but you don't want to take care of them, like I said. Versus doing the right thing, which is, if you're going to deal with the young woman, you better make sure you take care of that young woman. But let's keep on going, because y'all guys ain't ready for this smoke. They're not ready for this smoke.
Media acting like they speaking up and they trying to call out men and calling men pedophiles.
Right.
A lot of those women destroyed their lives. That's why they're bitter.
Right.
A lot of these women you see on social media where they're like, they have this anti-man spirit, it's because they're bitter.
Right.
They destroyed their lives when they were younger, and now that they're older, they want to act like they got morals and values. Where were those morals and values when you were a teenager? You wanted an older man to pipe you down. You wanted an older man to drive you around because you looked at us younger brothers and thought that we were lame. You thought that we were broke. You thought we was a joke. And so what you do? You went and you got with the older brothers because they were able to bring you into the parties, bring you into the clubs. They were able to take you shopping. You know what I mean? The young sisters was traveling, bro, in the 90s.
But I will say this. And I keep saying this too. And let's be clear, for the fathers who have daughters who are tuned in, and let me speak to the fathers first, because this really starts with the fathers. Because as you got older, you seen how life transpired for you, right? So it's your job as a father to show your daughter and help her understand the evolving of a relationship. How she starts here, he starts here, and as time goes on, it switches. You fathers gotta start teaching your daughters how to stick by a man. Understand what it is to be by that man. Now you mothers, you're not safe. Bring your ass to the front. Bring your fellas, move to the fucking side. Ladies, for the two of y'all in here, bring your ass to the front. You gotta teach your daughters how to be inspiring to men. You have to teach your daughters how to talk to men. You have to speak to your daughters to teach them how to talk to the God inside of the man. Now, especially if you want your daughters to date somebody close to their age, you ladies gotta learn how to teach your daughters how to stick it out with a man, how to thug it out. You gotta show your daughters, you know what? Your man's not gonna have it right now. He's gonna have it later. Let me teach you how to go through that process. Bars. I could end the stream right now and I already killed half of y'all. You gotta teach your daughters how. Fathers, you gotta teach your daughters how the process, baby. You're gonna start off up here. God is gonna give you everything you want. Your purity, your beauty, your everything. This is gonna be one of your biggest agencies. Now, if you could add some intelligence to that, that's great. But daughter, while you're young, I want you to understand, your focus should not be your education. Your focus needs to be getting your life right, your family life, right? Why? Because there's going to be a transition of power. As you get older, and he gets older, it's going to flip. And that's when your husband is supposed to invest in you. He said, gotta stop teaching independence. Right. You have to teach your daughter how to be interdependent. Hold on. So y'all niggas think that I'm in. So hold on. Y'all guys think that I'm independent? Hold up. Y'all guys know I don't look at no bills in this house. Whenever money comes in, all she does is she I told y'all guys what she does. She's smart. She writes down. He says, Stack said, nah, I don't want no woman dependent on me. This is a man conversation, big dogs. You in the wrong spot. You talking like a little boy. You want to know why? Because that's what interdependent means. You rely on her and she's relying on you. You depend on each other. Obviously, you thought I said depending. I said interdependent, but you're not listening to the words. See, people, this is why I tell y'all, be careful when you comment in the comment section, because you're hurting who you are. You hurting who you... He said, nah, I don't want no woman dependent on me. Is that what I said, y'all? Or did I say interdependent? This is the problem. Niggas listen with their ass instead of listening with their ears. Listen, that ain't my fault. That's not my fault. But the same way I come down on women, I come down on you guys. Because you know what? Last time I checked, it goes like this. God is before man, man is before woman, woman is before child. So if you don't want no woman to depend on you, then you're not ready to be a man. Stay single. Don't go out here fucking up none of these girls' lives. Cause then I'm gonna have to, not saying I'm calling it to you now, but then I'm gonna have to call you a piece of shit. If the day ever comes, I want you to remember that since you don't want no chick dependent on you, I need you to remain single for the rest of your life. And make sure that you just fuck on the woman that I just want to be fucked on. That's it. Leave all the good women alone. Just saying. Because if I keep it a stack with the women, I got to keep it a stack with the men. Because the truth is this. I love women. And I want women to get back to doing what they do best. But in order for women to do that, I got to get the men. Now, I will say this. Is there ever a chance of us getting back to any form of... No, there isn't. There isn't. But I'm still going to push the men because I want the best outcomes for the men. Because, fellas, the more you become the man that women want, the more options you have to choose from. Because you ready? There's not, even though she's demonic and I get it, but there's not many women out here like Taylor Swift. Multi-bazillionaire. She's a bazillionaire by now. She got to be like, she's worth at least 2-3 billion. Her man is Travis Kelce. He's nothing. All right, he ain't nothing. I'm sorry. Travis, are you watching? My bad. I ain't mean to say it like that. It ain't that he ain't nothing, but he ain't on her status. And guess what? I always showed you guys a story. You seen the black women that this guy was with, who Kelce was with. She was like, do I look like I'm gonna go 50-50? Look at me. Do I look like I'm gonna go 50-50? And then he said, bet, fuck you then. Now he ended up with the white chick who he don't have to spend no money on her. Now there's not many women that understand that. There's not many women that understand that. 1.6. There goes. 1.6 billion is what she's worth. Psst. And I'm sorry, y'all, to turn on the notifications. I'm dropping videos today. I'm gonna show you guys proof as to why most men, whether Spanish, black, they prefer to date outside their race, especially when it comes to black women. I'm gonna show you guys proof and video as to why, and it's clear as day. Why? Because everybody has a different mindset. But let's keep going. He said, and she wasn't even fine. Yeah, she was mediocre. She's like, look at me. Do I look like a woman that's gonna go 50-50? Bitch, but you ready? Watch this. Travis Kelce. Hold on. Fellas, ladies, I ain't talking to y'all. Fellas. Does Taylor Swift has a wagon? Somebody tell me. Is Taylor Swift walking around with the wagon? Does she have a wagon? Does Taylor have the tatas? Does Taylor is walking around like a number 2 pencil? Hi, Papa Lindos. Come say good morning. Come here. Come say good morning to me. Hi.
Hi, Mom.
I'm not mommy.
Hi, Dada.
Hi, Papa. How you feeling? How did you sleep?
Yeah.
Stuff good?
Yeah.
Oh, give me 5. You the man. You the man.
I did the pee.
You did pee-pee?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. In your toilet?
Yeah.
Oh, give me 5. Give me 5. Come say hi to everybody. Come say hi. Don't be rude. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, go ahead. Go Mommy Linda's. I love you, okay? I'll spit that in a minute. He said, hell nah. She built like Bollywood. But you ready? Hear me, y'all. Hear me. I'm going to say this again to the 2 women who are watching. A man will go down in looks to go up in cooperation. Mama, can you turn on the air, please? No, on fan. Put it on, like. I don't want to understand.
They were getting traveled around, bro. Dudes used to fly them around, drive them around, spend all sorts of money. So by the time we trying to holler at these sisters, we look like jokes to them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They'll ask us, where's your car? Where's this? Where's that? I remember these type of stories, fam. And a lot of the OGs had to put me on. And they was like, yo, dog, you don't want to mess with that sister, bro. Everybody done piped her down, bro. I'm like, who, her? They was like, yeah, man, she no good. She no good. So when you see a lot of these women today that are in...
I want to say shout out to Duso. Shout out to Danny, Bure, Wolf. Shout out to all my niggas. Shout out to Butt Naked Mike. I always share with y'all the story of the young lady that I try to holler at in my hood on Castle Hill. And Shorty was nice. Shorty was nice. And you know, I used to try to catch her intentionally, like, see where I could run into her, like pretending it was accident, but it wasn't. And every time I saw her, me and her were vibe, talking chill. It wasn't until one day, I lived on Castle Hill and Lacombe, so I'm on Lacombe, like in between like Torrey and Homer, right across from the park, from the projects, and I hear this whistle. Listen, I don't know how y'all niggas whistle. My shit is trash. My whistle game is garbage. So I heard this whistle. And I'm looking around. And he's like, yo. And I look. And it was Thuso. So Thuso, shout out to Thuso. Thuso is down by the corner store, by the bodega. And he's like, yo. And I'm like, he goes, nah, you. Yo, get. So she's like, I gotta go. And I'm like, what she gotta go for? I'm like, and then, you know, in my mind, I'm like, yo, this nigga's hating on me, my nigga. Like, that's that young minded shit. Nigga, this nigga's hating and cock blocking. So when I finally see through, so he's like, nah, bro. Fuck, nah, nigga, we all done smashed her, nigga. Like, nah, she can't even look at you. That's cause the hood protected me from scallywags like that. Not many of y'all guys have homies that your brothers knew that protected you and held you down like that. You feel what I'm saying? And it was a blessing. Shout out to Thuso. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, yo, get out of here. Like, he's like, bro, I don't want you talking to her, man. He always said, nigga, you doing things, man. You got the music thing going on. Focus on the music. Just do your music. And I'm like, I got you.
In their 50s, you know, their late 40s and 50s. Look, between the age of 45 up to about 57, a lot of those women were dating older men when they were younger. Do not be fooled. All of them. Not some of them. All of them.
And I actually want to lower that down. I'm going to say, I really want to say 35, but he said from 47 up. I'm going to say from 40. Yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was. That demon. They were like, nah, we can't let you get tainted. Hear me. I'm going to say 40. Any woman, I really want to say 35. But let's just say 40 for the sake. If a lady today is 40 years old and up, she's absolutely 100% dealt with an older man when she was younger. And I'm saying at high school and all that. Trust me.
All of them were dating older men.
Yep.
So they're in no position to talk about who's a pedophile, who's a this and who's a that, and
right,
all this other stuff. These women been out here getting piped down by a lot of older cats, bro. Again, listen to what Nia Long said, guys. Listen to what she said, and you be the judge.
I wasn't the girl that ever went to prom. Like, my boyfriend was 30 when I was in high school. I know my mother was crazy, but you know what? I would never ever let I mean that in a good way. Like, she was an artist. She was like, well, if that's who you love, baby. And he was so good to me and kind and
He was so good to me. He was so kind. What exactly was he good to you and doing? He ain't marry you.
Right.
He never married you. So what exactly was he doing good for you?
That's what I was saying, fellas. If you're gonna deal with now, you shouldn't deal with no woman who's 15 years old. If she's of age, if you're gonna deal with the young woman, you better be ready to take care of her, bruh.
He was piping you down. And notice how everybody's laughing at this. Everything is good. This is why I laugh when women try to act like they got this moral compass, like they're this queen, this righteous woman that done everything right and been saving themselves for marriage. What you're hearing here, guys, from Nia Long is a blueprint of what a lot of women did back in the day, bro.
Yep.
You understand? They made the choices and their mothers approved it, gave them the stamp of approval. And in some instances, if I can get really technical, guys, some men back in the day in the 90s was dating both the daughter and the mother.
Yep.
At 8 Sleep, we're not just changing how you sleep.
He ain't capping.
We're changing how you live. Imagine waking up.
He is not capping, y'all.
No cap.
No cap.
Back in the day, guys, you had dudes. When we were teenagers, coming up, you had dudes that was smashing the daughter and the mama.
No lindos. That
You
he's
understand
working,
what I'm
okay?
saying? The mama approved of the dude messing with her daughter, even though he was messing with the mama. This was going on, fam.
No lindos. No.
Right? And he listen,
coming
he
out
did
there,
it.
okay?
He did it the right way.
How he did it the right way? He never married you, and he was piping you down.
Yep.
How could he have did it the right way? What do you mean the right way? And why is
I'm not
this
calling
being
you.
aired and this was okay? Because again, when women are doing these things, it's perfectly fine, bro.
Right.
It's perfectly normal. But
Right.
now, let R. Kelly come up on that stage and say, yeah, you know, I was messing around with Aaliyah. Everybody ready to crucify him. But how come y'all not ready to crucify Nia Long? See, you're not gonna crucify her. You're not gonna say a word because it's okay for
See?
women to do it. But if a man is doing that, he's the pedophile. But it's okay for her to say these things on a national stage, and everybody's laughing because why? Everybody knows this is normalized.
Yep.
This is completely yes, it's definitely a double standard. It is definitely a double standard, and it is something that we got to have the conversation about. Because
And hear me, y'all. I'm not saying I'm opposed to double standards. I'm okay with it. But just let me have my double standards then. If I fuck 100 chicks, I'm the man. You fuck 50 niggas, you know what you are. You a prosty. And it's but don't try to sit here and go, you can't shame me and body shame me. Don't try to I'm pro woman, hear me roar. So this is where my problem comes in. Because then you got chicks out here who they want to do what men do, but then men can't do what they do. Nah. That's where we draw the line. That's where we got to draw the line at, fellas. Because that's crazy. That's crazy.
again, she ain't say this thing as if though, oh, the guy was wrong.
Right.
She said this thing as if though everything is good.
Right.
Which proved that back then, this was normal.
Yep.
Nobody complained. That's why when I look at all you folks that crucified R. Kelly, right, I'm looking at all you guys and I'm kind of like, it's sad because a lot of you folks are hypocrites. I'm just being honest with you. A lot of you guys, especially you brothers that are older than me, I'm 47. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you cats that are in your 50s, you were doing the very same thing that R. Kelly was doing.
But you know what it is? You know what it is? Men too can be jealous, y'all. Like, what did we say in the last stream? Where a lot of guys are also jealous that they were never him. They were never that guy. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, and it makes me laugh that people would sit here and act like me. I'm in my 40s. I'm 42. So I know women up to the age of, if she's 40 right now, I know she dealt with older men when she was in her teens. But hear me. They the ones who want to sit here all day. I hear you calling. Here I come, baby, to save you. Oh, my body's calling for you. They knew what was going on. R. Kelly, my mind's telling me no, but my body. Come on, people. These young women knew and these older guys knew. The reason why they're mad is because as they got older, they didn't have the access to the same women that R. Kelly does. Listen to me. If R. Kelly came out tomorrow from jail, and R. Kelly threw a concert, I guarantee you the concert will be sold out. R. Kelly's gonna be out there like, Soon as I see you walk up in the club, I'ma flirt. Soon as I pull up on them dubs, I'ma flirt. Soon as I'm in my chick on the low, I'ma flirt. Stop it. Stop. They're gonna be out there. When a woman loves, she loves for real. Y'all gotta, listen, y'all gotta stop. Because, ready? When it came out that a lot of the chicks that R. Kelly had in his brothel or whatever, a lot of them were like, yo, we wanted to be here. We want to be here. But society had to take them down. Why? They didn't have any issue when Hugh Hefner did it. They had no issue when Hugh Hefner had the Playboy Mansion, had brothels of women, but when a black man does it, now it's a problem. Make it make sense, y'all.
You're just not gonna ever come into the public and say the truth, because a lot of you guys are hiding behind platforms, you're hiding behind your image, and you don't want nobody to know the truth that you are out here messing around with all the teenage girls. You want to act like this wasn't so, especially out in New York. Dudes used to pull up.
And here's another thing. That's why I say a lot of you guys, you pussy. You pussy. You wanna know why? Cause you niggas are scared to be men. You guys are sit up there, see Jennifer Lopez today and be like, she look good for a woman her age, so you could say an older woman looks good, but you see a 21-year-old badass chick walking down the block, you're gonna be like, no, I can't look. It's forbidden. God told me that I can't. See, this is where I have an issue with you niggas. This is where I got issues with you dudes. Cause you guys are scared to be men. So now you can't look at, I ain't saying look at no child. Fellas, if a lady is 19, 20, 21, 22, that's why I laugh. When everybody's like, Cassie's just a child when she was with Diddy. She was 22-year-old child. If 22-year-old makes you a child, let that motherfucker Carmelo Anthony out of jail right now. Why are we charging him as an adult? If a 22-year-old woman is a child, then certainly a 19-year-old boy, 18-year-old, 17, however old he was, clearly that's a child, right? You see, it doesn't work for men. It doesn't work for men. This is why I say you niggas is pussy. Cause you'll sit here and let society tell you a 21-year-old girl, she's a girl. She's a little girl. You pussy, nigga. You pussy. You a bitch. You an entire bitch. A 21-year-old girl, she's a girl. She ain't even developed yet. But she damn sure signed that lease. Oh, she on OnlyFans. But she's a girl. But she's on OnlyFans. You know, you're right. Like I said, we live in a clown world where a young man could be charged as an adult at the age of 18, but we say a 22-year-old Cassie is a young girl when she was with Diddy. That's a young girl? Man, we are lost. This is why I tell you guys, stop being afraid to be men, man. Stop being afraid to be men. Stop it. Stop being scared. Let these chicks watch your balls hang. I don't want to look at a young lady because I don't want them to say I'm a pedo. Nigga, call me Chapedo to pedo. Nigga, fuck whatever the fuck you want to say. I see her walk by and be like, "Hey, sexy lady, it was nice to know you." What, nigga? What? I'm gonna be like, "Baby, you know that I miss you. How can I get with you tonight? But I cannot, baby girl, tonight, baby. Kiss me through the phone. Kiss me." Nigga, the fuck? Nigga, I'm gonna hit her with everything in the book, nigga. I'm gonna hit her with everything in the fucking book. Everything. I'm gonna hit her with that fucking. I'm gonna hit her with the. What's that? What's that old school shit? That what's that? Can't get enough of your love, baby. Nigga, all the. Hey girl, what's your fantasy? I'll take you there, nigga. What, nigga? I'm gonna have all that shit running in the background. All that shit. She'll come over. Freak me, baby. Oh yeah. See, my older niggas know that shit. These young niggas don't know that shit. That, let me look you up and down to your seas. Come on, man. Fellas. Alright, man. Come on, man. Cassie wanted to stay close to the bag. Now, right. Look, Orlando over there laughing. Orlando, listen, man. Listen. I don't care what none of you niggas say, man. Fellas, y'all cannot be afraid to be men, man. Cause you know what? It was no issue when Tracy Allen Ross says, "I like dating young men." It's no issue, right? When women do it, it's no issue. Stop. They ain't calling her a pedo. Stop.
On these sisters at high school, junior high school, and drive them away. Dudes used to go to Coney Island. Dudes used to take these women to here and there and then bring them back home, and their parents didn't say nothing about it. Yep. It was that normalized. All of the sisters back in the days dated older brothers. This is a fact.
Albuquerque, this is your chance to witness the best wrestle live for the first.
I wasn't the girl that ever went to prom.
She wasn't the girl that ever went to prom, which means she was on her grown woman vibes. While all the other young girls were out there going to prom and doing this, she wasn't with none of that dumb stuff, all that garbage. She was out here dating grown men.
Like, my boyfriend was 30.
Think about how she said it like that. She said it as if though, look, I've always dated older men. You think that's the only guy that she dated, guys? Of course not. This was normal practice. Listen, once a young teenage girl get piped down by a grown man, she ain't going back to no other young boy, bro. I'm just telling you straight. Once a young teenage girl get piped down with heavy meat from some grown man, she's not going back to the teenage boys in the projects, bro. She's only focused on grown men. Yep. That's it. That's all she's interested in.
When I was in high school. I know my mother was crazy, but you know what?
And then she said her mom was crazy. In other words, my mom did this. In other words, she's blaming her mom. No, it's not your mom. You made a choice, because I'm telling you, back in the day, like I said, all of the young girls, guys, all of the teenage girls that were our age coming up were messing with grown men. Yep. All of them, not some. All of them. They were all doing it. They were all jumping in and out of the cars. They were in the MPVs. They were in the Maxima, the Cressida, the Lexus, the BMWs, and they were coming in and out. And you would see all these girls. All a dude had to do back in the day is had a nice car.
Yep.
All he had to do is just pull up on the side of a shorty and beep, beep, beep. Once he beep, he'll just roll down the window and be like, "Hey, come here now." And the girl would come in and jump into the car. And he would bag her, take her somewhere, bang her down, bust her open. And next minute you hear Charlene is pregnant. Or next minute you hear is Marlena is pregnant. You're wondering what the hell going on. Well, it was all the grown men in the community that was banging these chicks, bro. And then once they got banged out, they had a predisposition for that kind of man. And now she developed a so-called preference for a particular guy. And now she's dating nothing but older men. If you do a study on Nia Long's dating history in the industry, she dated a lot of these men. Yep. And notice, nothing worked for her. Now you would think, how could a woman who was in her prime looking so fine You know what I'm saying? Looking real good. How is it that a Nia Long never settled down? Never really settled
Crazy.
down? How? How could that happen? Because she got piped down by all the wrong men. And this is something that women in today's culture never take accountability for, bro. Never. They never do. They just blame the man. They just blame their circumstances. They just blame their surroundings. People always making up damn excuses for their own choices.
Hit the like button, y'all.
You know what I mean? But yet, us men, when it comes to our failure, we can't do that. But for women, they could blame everybody. They could blame the man. They could say, oh, he took advantage of me. I was young. I was this. So what was your mama? Your mama said it was cool. So are you going to tell me the guy took advantage of you, but your mama didn't? Come on, man. This was normalized. Women did not like guys their age.
Yep.
If I'm 15 and another girl is 15, it was very difficult to even holler at a chick your age. It's only once in a blue moon under those circumstances you may get through and talk to a particular sister your age. You know what I mean? But for the most part, all the women your age were getting piped down by guys twice their age.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Remember that song that said something along the lines of, I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age. Don't know what it is. You remember that song? Put a 1 in.
You see, people, if you listen, he's right. Even the music talk to you.
In the chat if you remember that song. Y'all remember that song? Come on now. Now, why would the person be singing that they're in love with a man nearly twice my age? Because that's what was going down.
Right.
That's what was going down, fam. Remember the song? Girl flex, time to have sex, long time you have the rude boy a sport. Come on now. All of these particular songs were designed to get the young women to flex. Why? Because they would be talking about, oh, I'm a virgin, and you know what I mean? I don't want to.
Shout out to the subscribers, man. Thank you guys so much.
Right now, I'm gonna save myself from marriage. So all these songs were designed to loosen them up, to get them on the dance floor, to get them ready. And I could go on and on and on with different songs that would focus on these particular issues, guys. You know what I mean? This was normal practice. And this is why Nia Long could not ever settle.
That's why if you listen to the song, I showed you guys, you know what, fuck it. Let's do it right now. 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 If you listen to the songs, it shows you. Listen to the songs. If you listen to the songs, y'all, listen to this song, y'all. Right here. Let's use the words. Let's use the words.
With Geico, we can
Let me
easily
make sure I
bundle
don't
home
blast
and car
in your ears.
insurance
Hold
and
up.
save even more.
Yeah, just like that breakfast burrito.
There isn't too much hot sauce.
Listen, y'all, listen to the words. Fellas, the music was talking. How men used to wait for these women to go out there, get ran through, and then tell them, I'm still here, I'm ready. Fellas, the music is talking to you. everything. Fellas, listen, I could do this all day long. Shout out to Coach Greg. The woman, fellas, you're not listening. Fellas, she's telling him to he say to me, I'm ready to love you, to love forever. Hey, love now. Come and love me forevermore. If you listening, bro, are you listening to the words of the song? Doing whatever she does, and now when she's ready to be loved by this guy, the lesser guy, now come and love me forever. Are you listening? Listen, fellas, I even wrote a song about this, right? It's called See You in a Couple Days. I wrote a song for an artist back in the day. I'm not gonna say who, but the song is like, yo, you keep coming to me telling about your man issues, but why are you coming to me? Like, is it that you want to end up with me? Because if that's the case, we're not doing that. So you need to go over there. Keep your problems over there. You feel what I'm saying? Crazy. Likes again, a goat and a sim at the same time. Right. People don't understand, bro, what he was saying. Fellas, he said, that's why I tell my young black kings to forget about the females. If you are below 30, I'm telling you, that's what I tell dudes all the time. Get to the bag, bro. Get to your bag. Fellas, the women are gonna be there. Fellas, I got a video dropping today where I'm reacting to, I told you I got mad videos coming out. Turn on notifications. I got mad videos dropping soon. Show love, show out, and make sure you guys hit the like button on all these videos. I got a video where Andrew's like, fellas, if you're having a hard time with women, great. Choose. Do you want to have the hard time with women as far as getting them, or do you want to have the hard time keeping them away? I'd rather have a hard time keeping them away. But if you become the man that you need to become, they're gonna come for you. You can't run. Fellas, man, Let's keep going though.
Down. This is why she despised marriage by saying, I have never seen a marriage work. But yet, look at all the men that ran through her. And she's wondering why she never seen a marriage work.
You mean to tell me she didn't have a Tevin Campbell there waiting for her? Maybe I am the fool you call me, but I'll be standing wait. Of course she had a Tevin Campbell. That's why I tell you guys, men and women cannot be friends.
She's wondering why. You know what I mean? When are women gonna take personal accountability?
Right.
For the actions that they put out there in the universe? You know what I mean? Because this clip speaks volumes of an underlying issue in the community that women don't want to address.
Right.
They don't want to address the fact that they've been out in these streets being loose. They don't want to admit that they've been around the block. And
shout out to Ringo.
Choices.
Every homeowner has a bunch of home.
Shout out to Ringo, the GOAT, nigga. If Ringo ever came in my chat, nigga, that'd be fucking crazy. Shout out to Ringo, man.
You know what I mean? And their mothers been misguiding them.
I've been showing Ringo love for years, bruh.
The whole time, because their mothers weren't married. Their mothers was in the streets, right? And their mothers taught their daughters how to be in the streets just like them. So it's not a surprise why she was dating all these Hollywood actors and athletes and different people. Go look up and type into Google Nia Long's dating history and look at all the different men she dated. Look at all the different outcomes of failure, no success. And you have to think about this. How could an attractive black woman like this never settle down?
Right.
What went wrong? She got spirits on her. She got demons on her, man. Demons that prevent her from actually doing what she need to do.
Right.
You know? It's crazy, dog. I'm telling you, back in the day, if you weren't getting no paper, if you weren't dressing fly, if you ain't have a car, you weren't picking up no chicks, bro.
Yep.
You weren't. Because the older brothers was outdoing you. By the pure fact he had a hoopty. Listen, you can have a hoopty and you were picking up chicks. They didn't care if your car was run down. If you had a damn hoopty,
right,
a sister was proud to be in your car.
Yep.
You know what I mean? As long as you had it clean and it smelled good and you had those air freshener things that you put on the rear view mirror, fam, a chick would rock with you regardless, bro. It didn't care if you had a hoopty. You know what I mean? But if you ain't have no wheels, no gear, no fly kicks, you weren't doing nothing, bro.
Yep.
You're just good as done. Unless you had the gift of gab and you able to pull shorties, it wasn't happening. But the point of the content is to make you understand that there's a double standard in the world, fam, where women get a pass for doing what they do. I mean, think about it. Right now, in these schools, you got teachers that are getting arrested, serving 30 years in prison for messing with boys in their schools. Think about that, guys. It's still going on. It's just that it's under the radar. And a lot of women are now messing with the young guys now. You know what I mean? And these are older women who, in most cases, aren't able to settle down. So what they do is they get the young guys while they're in school.
And this is a fact. Don't you guys notice when a male teacher gets caught sleeping with a student, they want to plaster it everywhere. It gets publicized everywhere. But out of all the women that have gotten caught, fellas, there are women who are doing 7, 9. One woman is doing like 30 years. I think it's like 27 years. She was doing it to like damn near like 8th graders. Crazy. Why isn't it plastered all over? Because they have to try to save the image of the woman. They have to save. Like, you ready? All these chicks going to these freaking 8th grade classes, high school, and they be wearing these tight ass dresses and tight ass pants. Yeah, I'm happy they all get fired. They know exactly what they're doing. Well, how am I distracting? Because you mean to tell me that my son, who's 14, 15, he don't know what he don't know what ass look like? You mean to tell me that he don't be like, he be like, come on, stop. Sure, mamas. How about you just rest? Was like, I'm almost done, and I'll go get some food for us. Okay. ¿Tú quieres hambre?
Yeah.
Okay, Papa, nice.
Oh.
Don't eat nothing too big. Want me to get food for you guys?
That's fine.
Okay, so just get him something, make him something small, and I'll get some hash browns and something first, okay? Want to get a hash brown?
Yeah.
All right, you fine. All right, go.
No.
I'll probably get it from like the Burger King one, so he can just have it in his hands and eat it like that, okay? Unless you want me to go to Dunkin', it's on you. All right, I'll let you know when. Yeah, little man hungry. I was dating on surprise. I hear you, dogs.
And whatnot. You just had another teacher recently that got arrested and charged for she forced one of her male students to massage her feet. And they basically charged her with that. You had another woman, I believe she's either white or Asian or whatever the case is. She got 30 years for having a relationship with one of her students. And you know, a lot of us guys, we're probably like, damn, where were these women when we were in school?
Shit.
You know what I mean? And you wondering why we say that. You wondering why us men in today's day that are in our mid-40s or mid-50s would say stuff like, where were these women back in the day that were teachers that wanted to get with us young brothers? The reason why we say that is because when we were that age, the chicks that were our age didn't want to rock with us.
Right.
It was difficult to get these shorties. So it's like, damn, where were these teachers back in the days? I could have used them back in the day. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. I mean, I'm not
Target
saying
practice.
all of us brothers wasn't able to bag shorties. What I'm saying is it was a different time. And
right.
Most of the women were actually out there dealing with older men. That's what they were into. They weren't into young men at all.
Wasn't the girl that ever went to prom.
Hold on.
How come nobody's dragging Nia along saying, bring him, you know, into my car? It's one to know one, guys. You know what I'm saying? If it's a woman saying this, she was with one of... Automatically, man. And again, it's because the way society is set up. Society is set up for the man to be judged, but not the woman. The woman will always be looked upon as if though she's a victim. And even in this post, women were saying that, oh, Nia Long she was a victim, and you know she was being taken advantage of. No, she was taking pipe. She made a decision, and her mom agreed with her decision.
That's the part that kills me, though. Oh, Nia was a victim. Every woman is a victim, bro. So none of these women ever made decisions. She clearly said, I was dating a guy who was 30 and my mom was cool with it. So clearly she kept doing it because she wanted to. This is why, before I let y'all go, this I don't agree with. This I do not agree with. This is why he goes, they was there when I was in school. Hear me. This is why and every time I tell you guys things in advance, you don't listen to me until it happens. So y'all better start going back watching some of my older live streams of the man talk. Hear me out. This is why in most states, y'all don't know, the age of consent went from 18 to 17. Now, what they're trying to do is this. They're trying to change the age of consent to not the age, but of the moment a young woman is willing and a young man is willing to have intercourse. I don't agree. You want to know why they doing that? Ladies, come to the front of the congregation, cause you keep changing shit. You keep changing shit. One day it's this, then I'm a victim, then I liked it, then I wanted R. Kelly to take him, I want him to take me, and then I didn't want to. Y'all keep changing the rules. So when they change the age of consent to the moment somebody actually wants to engage in intercourse, you're gonna have yourself to blame, ladies. You wanna know why? Cause there's no men out here talking about we want to change the age of consent. In fact, most men will be furious. But because you women cannot stick to what it is that y'all listen, if this is an apple, it's an apple. Don't tell me the apple can transition into an orange. This is the problem. And the people who are fighting for these changes are women. So when it happens to you, ladies, you have to accept the outcome. Just remember I said that. When they change the age of consent to the moment of consent, don't say anything. And the only ones to blame will be the women. Don't argue. Don't argue. When they change it to the moment of consent, and consent being where a young woman is saying, I'm 14 and I love this man, I want to be with him. The minute that happens, ladies, you only have yourself to blame, because you want to move the goalpost. Ew, a man is a pedo when he's dating Diddy's a pedo dating a 22-year-old girl. She's a girl. But Tracy Allen Ross can say, I love dating young men. So until you ladies start taking accountability and stop moving the goalposts, it's going to happen. It's gonna go from the age of consent to the age to the moment of consent. And y'all gonna be really upset. Madonna dating a teenager. Yeah, Madonna's 67. Her boyfriend just turned 24 years old. Hold on, let's show you. Before I let y'all go. Hold up. $38-year gap. 38-year gap. He is 28. She is 66. Where's the outrage? Ladies, where's the outrage? Instead of saying, you go, girl. Hold up. Fellas, hold up. Let me move this screen. Ew. Ew. Yeah, Coach Belichick. The only difference is this. You see, ready? You can tell that she cares about that dude. You can tell. You know when somebody genuinely cares about somebody. But you know what? Where's the outrage when it comes to the women? There's no outrage. So y'all guys gotta stop falling for this shaming tactic. You're 40 and she's 22. You're dating a child. Stop. Stop. Fellas, grow some balls. Stop being little pussies and go out there and like who you like. It is what it is. You don't like that? Tough. 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 It ain't my fault you don't like it. Y'all already know what time it is, man. I am your host, Michael May. Thank you for being here at the Hear Me Out podcast, Man Talk Edition. You already know what time it is, man. Fellas, hit the like button, subscribe button, notifications. I got mad videos dropping for y'all today. Fellas, stay tuned. Turn on notifications. I'm dropping nothing but gems throughout the whole day. Later on, I am doing some gaming content. But y'all already know it's Man Talk. Man Talk every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. And every now and again, I throw them in within a couple of days. Y'all know what time it is, man. True Hall of Fame builds. Wepa. Ya tu sabe. We out.